So what is it like to be a bat? Obviously, this is a pretty tough question because bats are about the furthest thing from humans, to the point that it's almost alien. Part of the reason we cannot imagine what it's like to be a bat is because our own imagination is affected by our life experiences. So similarly, we can only form a sort of schematic conception of what a bat's experience is like, and this is based on our own experiences of pain, fear, and hunger, and also based on the assumption that bats go through those experiences. Of course, this schematic conception is sort of only a skeleton of the bat's experiences. There's a whole subjective nature that we cannot know. So this relates to the existence of facts like whose nature we cannot know. And that's essentially Nagel's argument. He argues that there are facts which you can never understand, and there are facts that our experience prevents us from knowing, and this is the subjective domain of life. And Nagel is essentially arguing about the subjective character of experience. He also talks about how the more different the experience is, the less success in knowing or speaking of that experience, which is perfectly represented by the example of humans versus bats. He goes on to talk about how, in order to close the gap between objective and subjective, he proposes that we think about the subjective character of experience without relying on our own imagination and without taking a point of view. And this is obviously pretty difficult because point of view is essentially how we come at life. But that's all I got, and thank you for listening.